welcome back to another stream. Give me a minute, let me just pull up some live chat. I made it so you guys cannot see my OBS studio, so that's better. Okay. Now let's just pull up the stream. I'm pretty sure I changed my audio. Okay. So now, let's go into the game. Wait, I got to do this. There we go. Okay, so we're going to be playing creative mode. Player damage, vehicle damage, advanced vehicles. And now, let's play. So if you guys aren't familiar with this game is called Stormworks. You build things and do some wacky stuff with creations. So I'm going to be doing user creations today. So this is going to be interesting. Here we go. Run. Oh, and sorry if I haven't posted in a while. I'm still working on that. Let's see. I have a lot of creations, but for today we are going to start with. Let's see. No. We're gonna start with what haven't I used in a while? Arctic Douglas. Okay, so we're using the Arctic Douglas. If you guys don't know what this is, I'm pretty sure this is referencing to the Douglas DC-3. If you guys want me to, like, put a photo of that sometime later, I will. Generator, control surfaces, displays, pumps, engines. There we go. We should be able to turn the fuel pumps on. I'm going to lock it. There we go. Okay. Now let's go. Let's throttle up to 11. I'm actually going to turn my master down, so I know it's going to be pretty loud. Okay, all engines seem to be. So let's get it to the runway. Wow. Oh, auto things. Oh wait, is it? Yeah, that's that one. Okay. Wait, is this? Okay. Should be able to. Once I get to the runway, I will stop. And I will turn the lights on. We'll get up in the sky. And we will fly. And fly. Okay. I'm not co-pilot. Brake. So, brakes are applied. Okay, let's go. Cockpit lights, nav lights, landing lights. Turn the landing lights off. Okay. I'm going to turn the heaters on. Silence alarms. And we're off. Wow. That wasn't that hard. Okay. Now let's go and give up. Wow. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually pretty easy to control. I control it from the cockpit, so I have the artificial horizon to use, but this thing is actually really stable. I'm surprised. Usually things don't get this stable. Just a little. So we're pretty much leveled. Which way are we going? Okay, so our plan is to go north, because that is where our destination is. And I can have like the wind and all that stuff up, so that will be a plus. But right now, this plane, it's like this thing can fly pretty well. I'm gonna probably have to give credit to this person who built this, because this is really nice. Looks like the stream is going well. Wow. I'm going to turn this thing around and we're going to make a landing back. And making jet maneuvers in a Douglas DC-3. You get .8 kilometers. We're flying at flight speed, there is no flight speed. Great. Where is my flight? Okay. Guess we'll start to go down. Pretty sure we need way more throttle than that. Whoa. Very bumpy landing. Very bumpy. It's so close. I hope I can make this, because if I can't, it's just going to be disappointing. No, not hand, actually. Yes, handbrakes, black tail whip. Taking a landing gear down. Here's the moment of truth. Can I actually land a plane? Oh gosh. Now I have to. My plane is literally on fire. I'm basically stalling myself onto the... Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. Well, hello James Wood. Thank you for joining the stream. James Wood, I did crash. See? Well, at least he's heating me up. Okay, so wait, this emergency exit automatically pops out? That's really cool. There we go. I guess we'll take that vehicle back to the workshop. Wow. My vehicle crashed. How surprising. Maybe I'll get something with, you know, like altimeters and that stuff. No, I'm not good at flying those kind of airplanes. But what I can fly, I'll find it. It's been a while since I've flown that. Okay. I'm about to take off. I gotta find it. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Can you join me in Phantom Forces? Yeah, I'll consider it. Let me finish. I mean, we could go the supersonic jet, or we could do. Where did it go? Oh, it's weird. Can't find it. I know I didn't get rid of it. Still have it. I guess we'll fly the supersonic jet. Now, if you guys never, you know, like, have, James, actually, my day's gone pretty well so far. Thank you for asking. Let's see. Oh wait, isn't there a cat? I'm dumb. Very, very dumb. Okay. Nav lights. Cockpit lights, wheel brakes. I need to put that back up. Put it down. That's weird. I'll have to retry. Let's see. Ugh. This is a big treasures to get in this plane. Literally, I'm not joking. Okay. Then we'll go nav lights. The silence alarm, the generator, fuel valves, the mixture, APU throttle. We'll start up the APU. Okay. Now we'll hit throttle both up. We'll go right, safety compressors. While that's going on, we'll select our altitude and hold it 1000. Pretty sure I can do takeoff TNT ignition style. You know, take off like this. Please work, please work, please work. Oh, it totally works. Oh, it works. Okay, let's go altitude hold. Speed. Why does it not? Where are the alternatives? Negative 0.20. So it's just leveling out. Okay. Welcome aboard this flight. Well, I'm gonna actually end this off on a cliffhanger. If you guys want to see this on a stream next time, give a big thumbs up. Thank you guys for whoever come. And I'm going to see you guys when you guys are ready. Okay.